For years climate alarmists have demanded we give up eating beef in order to save the planet. Their erroneous claims state that raising cattle is more damaging to the environment than all the smog-producing factories in China. In order to win us over to their thinking, they have offered this beef alternative for your burgers. You're gonna hate we know that environmentalism isn't about saving the planet. Researchers continue to argue over the causes of so-called global warming. Many call into question the notion that man-made industry is destroying the planet. Despite this, humans have taken great strides over recent decades to look after the Earth. The United States is a leader in green policy, having reduced our pollution considerably since the 1970s, unlike China, the world's leader in pollution. That's not good enough for climate alarmists. Environmentalists still scream that our Earth is doomed and radical changes must be made to our lives in order to save it. When you analyze their arguments and motives, you see this has nothing to do with protecting the planet. It has everything to do with forcing governments to take greater control over their populations. Environmental regulation is about limiting what private citizens can do on their own land and puts limits on how much profit private industry can even make. On top of that, environmentalists demand that we alter our personal lives to meet their needs. They want to change everything about us, from the clothes we wear to the vehicles we can drive to the food we eat. A new CNN article tries to manipulate readers into ditching beef. But their alternatives will have you pretty upset. In their article Alternatives to the Beef Burger, How Committed Are You? CNN tries to guilt their audience into giving up red meat to save the planet. They once again push the notion that raising cattle will doom us all, despite the fact that humans have been raising cattle for centuries. In this article, they recommend a variety of alternative choices, all of which suck. But among the options of mushroom and vegan burgers, they give us notice all the countries that traditionally eat bugs don't include the United States and Europe. Forgive me if I don't want to follow in Asia, Africa, and Latin America's footsteps. Keep in mind, these three regions are where most of the world's migrants come from. Maybe it has something to do with their food options? People eat bugs because they live in poor countries and can't manage to find anything better. Bugs are pests, vermin, and disease carriers. I don't care if they are grown in a lab or a farm for food production, they're not going in my burger. For a long time, climate alarmism has been used to push radical policy. Right now, French citizens are burning their country over drastic, overreaching, and damaging taxes meant to fight climate change. In reality, they are socialist taxes meant to harm France in order to give other countries an economic advantage. The same would go for bug burgers. Imagine if all of America's ranchers were put out of business overnight. It would cripple our economy and put thousands out of work, not to mention all the restaurants that would go belly up. CNN doesn't bother to think about that. They have ridiculous climate alarmism to push. Share this report if you refuse to let bugs near your burgers.